Today we're going to talk about your holiday social media planning. We do these webinars every second Thursday of the month for our partnership with Edge. Edge usually has these on their calendar, and so it's really for Edge users, but also for GemFind clients as well, or anyone that wants to, get some insights as far as things that we kind of educate about and services we provide. So we're going to talk about the holiday shopping landscape, setting goals, your content strategy, social media platforms, engaging your audience, and then we'll talk about paid advertising as well in relation to social media. We'll open up for Q&A, but I did want to mention that if anyone does have any questions throughout the webinar, you can feel free to type them in the Q&A. I don't mind stopping to answer questions throughout the webinar today. I'm Anthony Archiga, VP of Sales and Marketing. Been with GemFind for 17 years, helping a lot of jewelers over the years, thousands, with digital marketing and web design. And, really our goal is to create a holistic digital marketing solution, and really try to find a really systematic way of generating leads for jewelers, which we have done. We have Christy Herring. Christy, thanks for being here. Christy was a client of ours actually at one time. She is the director of marketing at a jewelry store. So she now account manages a lot of our big digital marketing accounts, and also is in charge of our social media and also email marketing. So she's a great resource. So we wanted to have her on to kind of give some topical information about doing the best social media possible for jewelry stores. We've been in business for over 25 years. Again, we help with digital marketing, web design. We're a Shopify partner. A lot of the websites that we design and build are on Shopify. It allows us to build a really holistic digital marketing solution with all the ecosystem built around Shopify. We build apps, Diamond Search, Ring Builder, all these different apps that connect to Shopify. And again, we've been doing this for over 25 years, so we have a lot of different solutions we provide. Some of our team at the GCK show last year. So we'll talk about the shopping landscape, some trends. There's an online shopping surge usually in Q4. 2023 saw a 14% increase in online jewelry sales during Q4 compared to the previous year. Obviously driven by holiday promotions and gift-giving traditions. I think it's supposed to actually start going up year over year as far as online shopping is concerned. So definitely something important to notate when it comes to planning your social media. Like, how are you going to support the online shopping endeavor through your social media strategy? We'll talk a little bit more about that by some of the ads and things that we might be able to suggest. Personalized gifts. Consumers are now looking for more unique, meaningful jewelry gifts than ever before, as you're aware. Like, a lot of jewelers now, focusing on custom, as that's really a trend right now, is those personalized gifts. Social media roles in holiday shopping. 74% of consumers use social media to influence their buying decisions. Obviously, platforms like Instagram and Facebook are crucial for discovery. The holiday season is really pivotal time for jewelers to maximize their online presence and engage customers. We're all well aware of that. And in 2023, holiday retail sales in the U.S. exceeded 1.26 trillion, with online sales accounting for 19% of total retail sales. And obviously, we know jewelry sales typically spike in Q4, with November and December accounting for nearly 30% of annual jewelry sales. For some jewelers, I've heard as much as 50% in some cases. So, and it changes every year, but current trends: increased online shopping and mobile device usage, rising consumer interest in personalized gifts, like I mentioned. Also, over 40% of holiday shoppers start buying gifts before the end of October. I've already started because of Amazon Prime Day. Black Friday, obviously, is a key sales period. Cyber Monday, And one thing to notate, jewelry is consistently one of the top 5 categories for Christmas gifts. But also, I wanted to talk about engagement rings. They're not as talked about as much as far as, or even promoted as much as I've seen from some, you know, digital social media and digital marketing ads. But engagement rings are the Christmas and Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. Those are like the number one engagement times. Like those are the days that most people get engaged than any other time of the year. So I think it's really important to potentially use that information to incorporate into your marketing strategy. December 25th is the most popular day for proposals. So it's December is the most popular month for wedding proposals globally. And again, 5 of the most popular engagement days falls within the season. Christmas Day is the most popular day to propose, followed by December 24th. New Year's Day is also included in the list, as is December 22nd and February 14th. But the majority of them are in December, as you can see. So we want to make sure that we set goals and set some KPIs when you're establishing your social media strategy. You want to identify your objectives, increase brand awareness. And this is going to be different for every jeweler based on the size of the account that you already have. But it's I think really important to think about these things now so you can start planning your strategy for the season, because there's just way more eyes. All search volume, just interest and engagement goes up during the holidays. Everyone's looking for ideas on what to buy their loved ones for the holidays. So aim for a 20% increase in followers by December. So that way, in December, you've got a engaged audience to look for those gifts. Drive traffic to your website, target a 50% increase in holiday season traffic, boost engagement, strive for 30% more likes, shares, and comments on posts. These are just, numbers that might not apply to everyone, just giving you ideas on potential, again, KPIs, like how are you going to, measure the success of the marketing objectives that you have. And so, if you set these numbers or percentages increases, then you'll know that you had success at least. So that's why it's important to set these KPIs. Align goals with your overall strategy and ensure your social media goals complement email marketing, website updates, and in-store promotions. I'll talk a little bit more about this because I think it's really, really important. Obviously, you want to measure your success, constantly, but use tools like Google Analytics and Facebook Insights to track the progress. Regularly review metrics to adjust strategies as needed. If you're not hitting the marks, you're not getting to those percentage increases, then make some changes in your approach.
Unknown caller.
Sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. And then some content types to focus on: promotional posts, highlight holiday discounts and limited time offers. Gift guides, those are really important for the holidays. Create visually appealing gift guides featuring top selling items. Do things like behind the scenes, share videos of the design process or store setup for the holidays. Those are always really good types of content to create, especially for social media. And again, you should be, using, social media in conjunction with your blogs and your website and your email marketing strategy. So all these things should be shared across all channels if you really want to get the most effective or get the biggest bang for your buck. So social media posts with holiday themes can see a 30% higher engagement rate compared to non-seasonal content. Gift guides are particularly effective, with some companies reporting up to a 50% increase in conversion rates when using them. So, we actually do some landing pages for the holidays for some of our, Google Ads clients, where it's a, holiday gift guide, and it'll have different price points, 0 to 500 or 0 to 250, 250, 500, 500 to 1,000, 1,000 to 3,000, etc. And so it's like a really good way for um, shoppers to figure out what type of merchandise to buy based on their budget, and you're giving them ideas on what to buy. Everyone's looking for direction essentially for the holidays. So creating gift guides super important, and you can share that stuff on social media. You can go through it with doing more long form video content through reels and stuff like that on your social media accounts. Blogs and gift guides focus on holiday themes saw a 40% increase in engagement during Q4 2023. Content like top 10 Christmas gifts for her or how to choose a perfect engagement ring for the holidays can drive significant traffic. Also, I know Christy will go through some more of this, but user-generated content campaigns can boost engagement up to 25%. That means those that are sharing their proposal story, or they sharing information about how they had a great experience shopping with your store. And a lot of times, if you look at the tags that jewelers are in, there's a lot of great content that people share about their experience, but some jewelers don't really repost that. So having that user-generated content could be a huge boost to your engagement and following. Hashtag campaigns can lead to a 15% increase in followers and 20% increase in sales. So really important to determine your hashtag strategy. Again, Christy can go through that a little bit more. And I think so, Christy, if you want to share your screen and go through some data there. And if anyone has any questions throughout this webinar, feel free to type them in the Q&A. I'd be happy to answer any questions throughout.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, perfect. All right, so leveraging different social media platforms and best practices. So for Instagram, that's one of the social media platforms that you definitely want to hit on. You want to focus on high quality visuals, posting at least 3 times a week. Still images or video are fine. Video is definitely where the difference comes in. As far as engagement, as far as visibility, using stories and reels to showcase your products dynamically. Facebook. So a lot of the things that you post on Instagram can automatically feed into Facebook. So it's really, if you hit one, you can set up where it will target to both platforms. So you want to engage your community through posts, events, and video as well. Again, video is really on Instagram and Facebook is really where it's at right now. You want to share customer stories and host contests to boost your interaction with your followers. And then stories and reels, they can automatically be fed into Instagram. So you can really maximize your time by hitting both platforms. Pinterest, you can create boards for holiday gift ideas that link directly to your site. So that will give people good gifting ideas. Everyone is searching around Pinterest for what to buy, what to wear. So that is definitely still relevant. And you can optimize your images with keywords and increase your discoverability and your visibility on that platform. And then it can link directly, obviously, to your site. TikTok, some of those reels that you create for Instagram that will feed into Facebook, you can also repurpose and use on TikTok, producing short, engaging videos. So you can really use them for all 3 platforms as well. So then targeting focusing in on like some best practices. So a lot of people think that when it comes to content creation, that it's really complicated, and it doesn't need to be. It can be really simple. You can just start with your smartphone, iPhone, Android, whatever you're using. And you don't need a fancy camera. You don't need a fancy room. Just take photos for your social media, and that will work just fine. Less is more, right? So simple is better. You don't need a whole fancy setup. Really just think simple: ring in a box, bracelet on a wrist, jewelry on a tray, just very simple images. And I have a few slides in here that I will show you some examples of this where it's just focusing on the piece at hand. And then understanding lighting. I have another slide that will kind of dive into this, some tools that can help you with lighting. But this is really going to be the most important aspect when you shoot your content. Make sure you're taking your photos in a well-lit area. Use natural light if possible. You can even pop outside and take some images, like right on your hand, one of your staff. That really works well. And then as far as background, a visually pleasing background. So it could be the background of your beautiful showroom, your store. It could be if you have a jeweler's bench and you're creating a ring, you can show like a before and after right there on your bench, or even outside, like I mentioned before. So it's really easy to create content, but the key is creating the content, because reposting just vendor content is not really going to be helpful. You definitely want original content that you are going to create and share, that's going to be unique. So some tools, these are not needed, but these are just some ideas. So as far as shooting your content, you can get a tripod. I linked to here. So when Anthony sends this slide deck out to you guys, there are 2 tripods that you can, under $50, super easy, snap your phone into it. So then you don't need a whole crew set on the side of the store to shoot your content. So we'll help you enable like a really stable shot, a very clear shot. Again, you can also just hold your phone in your hand and shoot that way. Either way works. These are just some tools that can kind of make it a little easier. A ring light, I showed a picture of what that is in case somebody doesn't know, but it can kind of give you optimal light. Like if you're in your workbench in the back, or you're in an area of your showroom that doesn't have a lot of light. There's also other things like light box and things like that that you can ask us about, and we're happy to send you the information on those. But it will just help you get that, no shadows on your diamonds and things like that to get a really good image.
Yeah, I would say that, I know a lot of jewelers use the gem light box, but
Yes.
for social media, it's not as crucial for that. I mean, it usually doesn't even make sense for social media, because these
The
more
back.
natural types of shots are usually what get the most engagement. Now, like something inside of a light box, it kind of just looks like it's for e-commerce. So,
Right.
we want to avoid people thinking that it's an ad, like they're not going to engage with an ad, essentially.
Exactly. And like these are really simple shots, right? Think like a little piece of fabric, wrap your ring around it, a velvet box. I'm sure you have your own branded ring boxes. If not, you can get like a simple velvet box off of Amazon and just put your ring in there. Very simple backgrounds. If you have a plant, you can use that as a background in your store. iPhones are really great nowadays. Like it just blurs the background for you and really focuses on your image or the piece at hand. And then you can just put a ring right on your hand. I mean, just super simple, snap a photo. That real raw original content performs really well. So these are just some examples. You can like do our latest arrivals, our ring of the week, etc. Keep it simple. I can't stress that enough, but keep it super simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. Think very simple backgrounds and just, grab your ring in your hand and showcase it that way. I have some links that I can show you of just some short form video as well. So again, when people think, oh, I have to put a video on social media, you might be overwhelmed by it, but it's really not overwhelming. I have some links opened up here. So just think about just showing a ring. These are just little clips, 5-second, 2-second clips that are just pieced together, and you can do it right in the Instagram app when you're creating it. Opening up a ring box, something like this. Very, very simple and performs really well. Here's another one. Give you another example. So just little clips that you can easily just choose as you're opening Instagram. You just pop those little clips in, it will piece it together. You choose some music, you create your caption, and then you can use a hashtag strategy to further support it. This is another example. Just very simple, moving around a piece. You can even add these effects where you're getting that sparkle on as you create it. This is another one. These were dazzling. We were showcasing 3 stones here. And so just kind of zooming in is a little feature right there in the app. You can just piece those pieces to get those little videos together. If you have a custom bench that you have right in the store, this performs very, very well. You can grab a few clips right off of your bench there of, creating a custom ring, before and after shots, setting the diamond, the jeweler working away at the bench there. This performs really well. People love that behind the scenes content. So there is an example here. And then this one was setting, I think this was, a hidden halo. So just little examples that you can, have to Don't have to be too fancy, just little clips that we can piece together there. So there's some examples. These links are embedded in here. So when we send the slide deck to you, you can see those. And then like just some ideas like comparing stones and sizes. So you can take like different engagement rings and different stones, different sizings, different shapes, and you can kind of just, this is another way to get your followers engaged. You can ask questions, which do you like best? Which is more indicative of your story, things like that, to kind of get people involved and engaged on your social media platforms.
Christy, we had one
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Joseph asked, what if you are using Social Pilot? Should you create your video on Canva?
You can create your video anywhere you want, really. You can create it right in the Instagram app, or you can create it in Canva. You can create it really anywhere, as long as you are, 15, 30 seconds. I wouldn't recommend adding your music before. I would create your video and then choose your music directly from the platform, because some external music can be blocked. So if you choose it right in the platform, it will ensure that your video's music doesn't get removed. That would be my only recommendation, but you can create the video however it's best for you.
And you use Canva for certain things, right, Christy?
Yes,
And
absolutely.
what is
Yeah.
that typically used for?
So typically it's for creating the graphics. So like if you wanted to add like these little numbers in here and you didn't like what was in and you wanted to create this little grid here, you can create that in Canva. If you don't like what's like the fonts and whatever in Instagram, which I've done both, but yeah, Canva is usually just for creating the content, but you can create videos in there. So if that works for you, just download your video, upload it into Instagram, and then add your music. You can add extra little emojis on there and whatnot, but yeah, it works.
Sounds good, thanks.
For sure. All right, let's see here. So next we're going to talk about engaging your audience, best practices for this, and things that you can put out on your social media, kind of stirring the pot of ideas there. So running polls and questions is really great to get opinions and preferences from your followers. It really gets engagement up. So think like, which stone do you prefer, diamond or sapphire, or what's your go-to jewelry for everyday elegance, something like that, to get people question and get a little Q&A going. You can share behind the scenes content. I just shared you some examples like off the workbench. You can share like we did for a client, like a watch unboxing. So like new watches came in and we just opened a bunch of boxes and we snapped a few little videos, pieced it together. And it was really pretty because it was a Christmas tree in the background and got all the emotions going. And so you're putting out behind the scenes content when you're doing a brand new unveiling of new product that dropped in your showroom. Or it could be, how do you create a custom piece from sketch to finish, video tour of your store, introducing your staff. I mean, it could be all sorts of things, but people love personalized content and they love to get to know you as an individual store, what sets you apart from the rest. So this is your opportunity that you're on stage and take captive your audience. Another thing you can do is customer testimonials. And as Anthony mentioned, user-generated content. This is huge. So if you see somebody has posted and tagged you, you can repost it, but best is just grab that video or grab the image, share a little bit of their little love story, how they got engaged, why they chose you as a jeweler, etc. People love to see those stories. And that really is like, it's almost like the Google review of social media. It's like a personal story showcased. And people love to see, why did another person choose you? And it helps it really helps build your trust. Why would people choose to trust you and come to you for such a big purchase as an engagement ring? And then, once you gain them as your trusted client or you're their trusted jeweler, it becomes a lifelong relationship. So you want to showcase that when you have the opportunity to do that. You can even share photos from weddings, you can share engagement stories, all sorts of fun things. Push gifts. Another thing you can do is giveaways or contests. Enter to win this stunning gold bracelet, or I've seen like if anyone carries like Levion, for example, like you can have like a giveaway of a stone. You can enter into a contest for that if you have an event coming up. If you RSVP, you're entered into a drawing, etc. You can offer tips, so educational content, really a big thing there. This is really big for social media as well as email marketing. So sharing your educational content. Did you know something about a gemstone? Did you know this about a diamond? Here's how to keep your diamonds sparkling year round, things like that. Jewelry care tips, traveling with jewelry. You can mix it up as you create your calendar. Another thing you can do is highlight trending jewelry styles, what's in now, what's in for the fall, what's in for the holiday season, how to dress up your sweater for the Christmas party, things like that. You can share things of that nature. Customization options. People love custom jewelry. They love something created uniquely for them. Show them the options. The sky is the limit, and this is your opportunity to share with them things that you've created or things that are possible to create. And that do it for me. I'll toss it back to Anthony.
Thanks, Christy.
Sure.
Yeah, those, and then I think those contests are really crucial because, like you had in your slide, you know, somebody, if you're going to do a giveaway, maybe something with like a, you know, a low wholesale cost or whatever, someone, you're saying like this post, follow us, and tag your friends. So like
Tag your friends,
you get
yes.
like, say like someone tags 3 friends, someone tags 7 friends, and someone tags 1 friend. Like that's like all that exposure that you're getting just from that one post. So I think that that's and then you could, you know, push that post through your stories as well. So I think that's a really important way to build your following before the holiday season.
Exactly.
Yeah. So as far as paid advertising on social media, obviously doing sponsored posts so you can, you know, boost posts to reach a wider audience. Carousel ads showcase multiple products in one ad. Video ads create engaging video content to showcase jewelry features. So essentially, um, you know, doing like reels and then promoting those reels if it's something that's just getting a lot of engagement, I think. And I think and one thing that I would say about reels, just even organically, is that they're more discoverable content because if you go on Instagram and you search, so say like you're shopping for jewelry as a consumer, then you go to the search, it's going to give you a lot of content that is consistent with things that you've been looking for. So your potential reels can show up on the search, so it's really discoverable content. And sometimes those become viral for whatever reason. Like if it's just really a great piece of you know, great video that you put together. But if you do get a lot of visibility, then, you know, take it a step further and promote that video. The other thing, you know, this product retargeting, this would essentially be in a carousel ad, which we mentioned above, but product retargeting is probably one of the more effective ways to use ads when it comes to social media. So social media, you know, promoting posts and doing a lot of these types of ads typically aren't going to get you like a direct sale. Like you know, during the holidays you'll get more sales from ads than normal. So I think it's really important to like reach, you know, cast a wide net and reach a bigger audience, obviously. But you're not going to typically get like a direct response as far as an actual transaction from ads as much as using your ads for retargeting. So when it's retargeting, that means somebody already went to your website and engaged with products on your site. So they may have came from, you know, organic search on Google, or maybe if you're doing Google ads, maybe they went to your site. The thing about, you know, search is it converts higher right in the moment because of the intent. Somebody's typing in a keyword, they're showing that they have interest in that product or service. So um, it's really important to retarget people after they find you through one of those types of one of those mediums. And so you can retarget them on Google, but you can also retarget them on Meta. Almost, you know, the majority of consumers have a Facebook or an Instagram account. So product retargeting is probably where you're going to get the most conversions. And essentially, what you want to do after you do product retargeting is you want to do lookalike audiences. You want to find similar shoppers, people that are actively shopping for jewelry that are in the market. Just like on Google, there's, we're not going to go into that, but there's something called in-market audiences. That means that people are actively shopping for similar merchandise as what you have. And Google and Meta, they collect all this data and collect and know like what people's buying patterns are at this time, or browsing history, so you can find more relevant shoppers based on product retargeting, versus again doing like demographic targeting, trying to find people that are in your market and certain age groups and demographics. That's all great for building up your audience, but it's typically not going to convert very high. So I would probably, advise to not spend as much of your budget on a direct response, what we call cold traffic campaign with social media. But again, social media ads are very important for your overall social media strategy for building engagement, building your following, casting a wider net and widening your reach. And you obviously, like, creating effective campaigns is about defining your target audience, and then crafting compelling visuals and copy that resonate with the holiday theme. So those are all important aspects of your paid advertising strategy on social media. As far as budgeting tips, we usually advise to spend 20% of your digital marketing budget to social media ads. Again, you're going to get like more conversions, direct conversions from more of the Google and or search marketing. Might be a little bit on Bing if you have an older audience that has more disposable income, but that's only a small percentage. Most of it would go to Google if you're doing a lot of ads. 20% to social media ads. But in general, during the holiday season, you usually want to increase your overall marketing ad budget to 20 to 30% more than the rest of the year. Obviously, there's more searches, the cost per click goes up, everything is just, there's more of everything, so you need to increase that budget, obviously. And then you want to monitor your ad performance and adjust spending based on the results. You always want to be monitoring. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A. One thing that I did want to mention here is you want to make sure that when you're doing your social media that it's consistent with your overall digital marketing strategy. So having a cohesive strategy it really helps with so brands with consistent messaging across all channels saw a 23% increase in revenue compared to those with inconsistent messaging, meaning their social media strategies like just one like silo of their digital marketing strategy. That happens a lot. Really what you want to do is whatever you're promoting on social media is typically also going to be shared through your email strategy. Not every single post, but like anything that's more promotional, right? So if you're doing some kind of trunk show, you're doing like a Black Friday sale, at Cyber Monday, those messages have to be consistent across all channels, including your website as well. So and you also want to have consistency in tone, visuals, and messaging, and that helps reinforce brand identity and trust. So having a strong branding element, it really helps a lot. In doing like cross promotions, like I mentioned, it can lead to 10 to 15% increase in audience reach. And then, obviously using analytics and stuff like I'd mentioned before. So I do have like some a Q4 digital marketing calendar. If anyone's interested, I'm not going to go through everything here, but this is just something that we put together that has different promotions. Obviously, well, the first one obviously is finalize your Q4 marketing strategy. That's usually around this time. Is make sure that you really plan ahead. That's probably the biggest takeaway here. Plan ahead, and then start building your marketing calendar well in advance of the holidays, so which we're approaching very quickly. So, but I'm not going to go through everything here, but I will send the slides over if you want them. You could just email me if you do want to have a copy of the slides, Anthony@gemfind.com. I'll put my email address up here in just a minute. But it's got a lot of like basically ideas all the way up until Christmas. So again, feel free to type in any questions on the Q&A. I'll go ahead and share my email here, Anthony@gemfind.com, and you can just email me, and you can also call me at 800-373-4373. We're also open to doing consultations for, at no cost to you. We typically analyze our clients' digital marketing strategy, like how you're doing with your, against your competitors, how you're dominating your market. We do a lot of that kind of stuff. So feel free to reach out to me if you'd like to do that. Haley has a question. Do you recommend CapCut for creating videos? Christy, can you answer that?
Yeah, let me get off mute here. So, yeah, so as far as creating the video, again, you can create the video wherever is easiest for you. I'm not completely familiar with CapCut, to be honest with you. So, you can create it in Canva, CapCut, any of these. There's so many different apps that you can download that you can create. But honestly, if you just open your Instagram app, you can also do it within there. So again, I just would recommend not adding your music until you load it into the app and choose the Instagram or Facebook generated music. Usually go to trending is kind of where I would choose it from. And then because again, copyright, it will remove it from your video. It maybe won't happen today, but in the next few weeks or months, you may see it gone. So to keep it consistent, you'll want to keep it within the platform. That is my best advice.
Sounds good. Thanks, Christy. Anyone else have any questions? Feel free to type in the chat. Again, my email is up here. If you do want a copy of these slides, be happy to share them with you. Anthony@gemfind.com, or you could give us a call if you need anything. Christy, is there anything else that you wanted to mention before we closed it out?
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, just keep your social and your email messaging the same, like Anthony mentioned, kind of keep that cohesive message going out, and be sure to utilize both social media and email.
Sounds good. Doesn't look like there's any other questions. So again, thank you everyone for your time. And thank you, Christy. I really appreciate it. And again, we do these webinars the first or the second Thursday of every month. So we'll be back in November, but feel free to reach out if you have any questions in the meantime. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.